Can Michael Christopher hold on for the championship? And it looks like he'll do it. Michael Christopher, the race winner here at Talladega. Off of turn 4, Harry Grindell gonna take the win here in Texas. But here comes Blake Giglio. Across the line, off turn 4 to win his first Cup Series championship. Hello everybody and welcome to week 11, round 1, race 1 of the playoffs. Tonight 12 drivers going to start out these next 4 weeks of determining which 4 drivers make the championship race and compete for that championship. Tonight here at Dover Motor Speedway begins a journey to decide who is the best in these next gen cars. There's a lot up for debate. Tonight is also a Dash for Cash race, so we'll keep that in mind. Davis Greenwell, Dave Hoytsma, Quinn Newton, and Jeff Price all going to be battling out for that cash prize after they qualified last week at Talladega. Qualifying about to get underway here for Dover. See who we got out there first. $34 cars here tonight here in Dover, Delaware. Weather here tonight, 77 degrees, ambient 86 degree track temp, 11 miles an hour for the wind, so pretty high there. That'd be something to keep an eye on. Starburst 57 of Ronnie Holmes, about to put in his first qualifying lap. Oh, had to get out of the gas. He got in the wall. He's going to try to stop before the line, and he doesn't do it. So both laps going to be a wash for Ronnie Holmes, unfortunately. He'll have to come from the back tonight. Trenton Sneed, his first lap, puts him on the top of the board, 23.04. One of our playoff drivers. On the left side of the screen on the tower, you can see all the drivers highlighted in yellow are in the playoffs. So these guys competing against one another. This week we do not have live point standings, but by next week, hopefully, we will have live points counted during the race. Brantley Bryant to the top of the board, 22.8. Quickly, Hayden Lowell jumps him though, 22.74. See who else we have out there. Garrett Warren in the 04 just begun his first lap, running that high line, maybe saving the speed for the second lap. It looks like he is. We'll get a big run here for the second one. Lap 1 for Garrett Warren, 23.10. Puts him 12th. Point standings. Sorry about that. Point standings after last week and now beginning the playoffs on screen. It is actually the top 4 that will advance in 4 weeks. So those bottom 8, so 5th through 12th, will be out in 4 weeks. So these guys, gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. Those guys up there in the top 4, especially Bradley Wilson, gained an extra 40 points, 10 points for each win. That'll help him out a ton. Not a lot with this points format. 180 points for a win. He could easily lose that if he has a bad race. So, you don't get a lot of help from your regular season, which is definitely unfortunate for these guys. But still, 40 extra points is nothing to be sad about. But for everybody else, there's a 10-point difference at most between them, as nobody else other than Bradley won multiple races. Blake Giglio goes to the top of the board, 22.73 there for Blake. See who else we got on track. Nobody else putting in a lap. So 26 drivers putting in a lap time. We might have a couple others jump out before it's over. Laps are pretty quick here, but I don't see that happening. Alright, qualifying gonna wrap up. We'll move on to the race here in a moment. Blake Giglio takes the pole, and playoff Giglio in full effect. 8 of the 10 top 10 qualifiers are playoff drivers, so these guys coming out strong. 12 total playoff drivers, I think, here tonight. Should be 12 of them. We'll run through our starting grid, and we'll see if we can get a word with Blake once the race starts. Also got to run through these penalties really quick, so bear with me for a second here. Okay, let's run through our starting grid. Sorry about the silence. It was deafening. Here we go. Blake Giglio on the pole position tonight. We're starting out these playoffs strong in that Kenworth 16. On his outside pole, Hayden Lowell in the 56. Starting third tonight, Brantley Bryant in the 50. Brad Patton going to be starting fourth tonight. And Jeff Price going to be starting fifth. Bradley Wilson in 6th, Garrett Wolfenbarger in 7th, Davis Greenwell in 8th, Patrick O'Keefe in 9th, Hasey Graves in 10th, Quinn Newton in 11th, Garrett Warren in 12th, Zachary Lance 13th, Alec Kane in 14th, Gabriel Truesdale in 15th, Trenton Sneed in 16th, Daniel Llewellyn in 17th, Jesse Jones in 18th, Ian Montrose in 19th, Nick Leo in 20th, Cliff Mullen's going to be starting 21st tonight. And Dalton Hayes going to be taking an EOL, so he'll start at the tail end of the field. Kenny Frisbee in 23rd. Dave Hoytsma 24th. Jamal Collins 25th. Jake Vainoski in 26th. Trevor Trago 37th. Sorry, you can't see his car. We'll get another shot here really quick. There we go. Nick Cooper going to be starting 28th. Ronnie Holmes in 29th. DG Swiss in 30th. Cool looking car there tonight. Brian Martin in 31st. JR Deal in 32nd. Jeremy Scherer in 33rd. And rounding out our 34 car field, Scott Elston in 34th. And we should be taking the green this time. As long as everybody is caught up, they should be. Here we go. And green flag in the air. We're racing at Dover. Wrong camera. Sorry about that. Here we go. Hayden Lowell leads lap 1. Side by side there for 5th, Jeff Price, Bradley Wilson. Jeff Price going to hold on. The Newton trying to get around Davis Greenwell. And it looks like our first 2 laps going to be ran under green. Giglio hot on the tail of Hayden Lowell. See what he can do. These 2 playoff drivers battling it out. All those top 4 are playoffs. Let's see those yellow windshield banners and spoilers on those cars. A little bit easier to tell them apart. Patton and Brian battle there for 3rd. With Patrick O'Keefe running there in 8th. What he's doing to navigate his way through this pack. Cars are going to get really rowdy to drive really quickly. These guys are going to be careful they don't burn those rear tires. But O'Keefe has to back out of the gas. Frisbee and Jones battle there for 18th. Oh, Frisbee's loose. Good job getting that car straight again. We are single file out almost to the entire field. Like all 34 cars still out on track, still running. But no incidents yet. I think this is taking a lot of people by surprise. But all it's going to take is one mistake and it could get 10 or 15, 20 cars in one wreck. The straightaways and the turns are so close. The walls are so thin. The track is so thin, I'm sorry. The walls are so close to the track. Truesdale gets loose off of 4 right there. But all it's going to take is one mistake, and there's nowhere for anybody behind that car to go. And it can end up in a 10-15 car pileup. Oh, the 11 gets the wall, and now we're starting to see those mistakes are happening. And this is the point in the run where this car starts to step out a lot, and you're going to have to be really careful with what you do on it, especially the exit of the corner. Top 14 have pulled away at the moment. Truesdale about a second back. Getting low, Blake Giglio about 2/10 separating them. Brad Patton all over the back bumper of Blake Giglio. See if he looks to the inside, and he does. On board with Bradley Wilson. Caution is out. We got a wreck in the back. Looks like Nick Leo involved. And he is backwards on the back straightaway. Take a look. Leo comes off the corner. Looks like maybe gets into the 55. 55 may have got a little slow on exit. Take another look from the onboard camera. That 55 got out of the gas a little bit. 69 just didn't check up in time. Oh, contact there. The 97 got a piece of it. Have to see how bad his car looks. Yeah, a little bit of right front damage on the 97. 69's got some pretty heavy right side damage. Not sure if anybody else got a piece. Looks like the 65's got a little bit, but that car should be okay. And looks like 21st on back. I'll come down pit road. Everybody else stays out. That'll be top 20. And that completely contradicted what I was saying about the wrecks. Honestly, that wreck, considering it was off a corner, middle of the back straightaway where it's hardest to avoid somebody, everybody manages to pretty much avoid them. And it only collects 1 or 2 cars. One car had heavy damage, the rest of them are pretty okay. I know the 55, I don't think we've checked up on him. We should probably take a look at what his car looks like. And 55 looks pretty clean, I think. Got away pretty well with that. Good save. Back to 1 to green. Pace car lights are out. We'll go green next time by. And 10 of the top 12 are playoff drivers. So these guys making their way up to the front. And that's going to be hard for them to pull away from each other in points if they're all up there finishing at the end of the race. So it'll be interesting to see how that works out. The only 2 that are left out of this are Cliff Mullins and I think... find the other one. I think the 37 of Trevor Trago. The 82 and the 37 going to try to make their way up there with the rest of them. Because right now, if 10 of the other playoff drivers finish ahead of them, that far ahead of them, they're going to have a long road ahead. They're going to make sure they get up there and deal with it. But here we go. Pace car back off. Green flag's back in the air. Hayden Lowe gets a good restart. Already side by side for third, Wilson and Patton. I'll go back to double file or single file, but we're still side by side for around the top 10. Jeff Price trying to hold on for 8th on Davis Greenwell. Put Newton there. Oh man! Garrett Warren gets out of shape there on the bottom. Him and Trent C battling it out for 11th. 145 laps here tonight, so these guys better settle in and get it done, or we'll be here all night if they keep getting cautions. But right now we're doing pretty good. 1 caution in 17 laps. Not a bad average. I love that USA car. He runs that a lot, but it's a good looking car. Pick up front. Lowell still out front by quite a bit. Remember, these top 20-ish all did not come down. Most of the cars that did come down did not take tires. Aside from the 57 running homes, I think he took 4 tires, so he's trying to get on the up and up. He's there in 16th right now, so he's made up about probably 4 or 5 positions since the restart. Hopefully he can get there a little quicker for his sake. By Dalton Hayes in there inside the top 15. And this is kind of a test for everybody to see what tires can do, how much better they'll be getting up through the field. They are only about 12 or 13 laps difference, so not sure what we're going to see here with it. I know passing is at a premium at this racetrack, especially in these cars. 57, he'll go to the outside of the 11. A little bit of contact. And he's really the only car of that pit that is making any moves. Jesse Jones, his teammate, I think he also took tires. He's there in 21st. And he hasn't really made any headway. Could just be saving the tires, waiting. If it goes green, he'll be in a good spot. Oh, contact there. The 07 gets turned by the 1 car. And that should be a caution, and it is. Alec Kane just gets cleaned out. Oh, man. And not sure what the damage is going to look like, but that was a pretty hard hit on the inside wall. Take a look at what happened. 1 car just gets into the 07, then gets shoved by the 55 back into him. Oh, man. On board with Dean Montrose. He tried to get out of it and let him save it, and the 55 got into him at the same time. Just one of those Dover deals, I think. You got to run such close quarters to keep your momentum up, but at the same time, if a checkup happens, there's not much you can do. And looks like everybody up front coming down this time for the most part. Ronnie Holmes stays out as he already took those tires. I think that worked out pretty good for those guys, the 57 and the 55. I think everybody except for those top 2 have stayed out. Or have pit. Might have had a couple here toward the back that have come up and not pit. We'll have to see once everybody cycles out. Looks like 4 tires and fuel for all those top drivers. See if we can take a look at the damage on the 07. Got some of it fixed. It might not be too bad. We'll see when he comes out on track. I don't know if it's race ending, but it's definitely going to hurt his speed. Horrible way to start the race for the 07 team. He comes back out. So he's got some life left in that 07. Pace car lights are out. We'll go green this time by. Top 2, like I said, stayed out right here. They pit on the last caution for tires, so no need for them to come out and come down again, especially considering the tire difference did not seem to be too bad. I don't think this was a bad call for those 2. They got to make sure they keep it clean and don't wreck themselves out early trying to hold on to a spot they can't hold. Pace car is off. Waiting for the restart zone. 57 should be in control.
Green flag.
Green flag back in the air. Good restart there for Ronnie Holmes. 56 jumps to the outside before turn 1. He got a good restart. Oh, we're wrecking in turn 1. The 55 gets junked into the outside wall. I can't get to his car. Not sure how bad the damage is. Car doesn't look too bad, but you never know what the suspension damage looks like. We'll take a look from the restart. Looking at the 55 of Jesse Jones. See right here, Hayden Lowell's going to jump out to the outside. And at the same time, Giglio sends it up the middle, and 55 just doesn't see it in time. On board with the 16. Right on board with Jesse Jones through this. Wow. That is definitely not how the 55 wanted that restart to go. Yeah, let me know if you guys want me to use the telestrator more, because it's a little annoying to pull up, but, you know, I like to bring out my telestrator side sometimes. My artistical side. Do a little bit of that, a little bit of that, maybe a little bit of that, you know? Maybe a little bit of that. Oh! Alright, we'll be going green this time by. Shenanigans aside. Race so far, we've had 3 cautions, 1 lead change. It was at the start of the race. Actually, no. Giglio didn't lead the first lap, so the only lead change is the 57 taking over this lead. And he will be in control of this restart. Green flag back in the air. And we'll see if we can make it past turn 1 this time around. And we do. Ronnie Holmes trying to hold on for that lead, but the car is out of shape. He has to save it. Uses the wall a little bit, and he will save the race car. Now he's got to merge back in line with everybody. Oh, he's still out of shape. That car is not happy. Especially that right rear tire. And he will fall all the way back to 34th in a lap. Definitely not the way he wanted that restart to go. But he did lead a good number of laps under those cautions, so got a little bit of something out of it. But now he's got to come from the back once again. Oh, 92 of O'Keefe smacks the outside wall. He will concede 5th to Brad Patton. Bradley Wilson all over the back bumper of Hayden Lowell for the lead. Still 10 playoff drivers in the 10 playoff drivers in the top 12. And still the 37 and the 82 trying to get up there with them. Mullins in 82. Sitting there in 19th. He's on his way up. Wolfenbarger and Brad Patton battle there for 4th. And it looks like Patton will take over the 4th position. Maybe pushing those tires a little early. Or he's just got a lot of speed. You never really know with this car until the end of a run. I can't imagine with how the race has gone so far that there's a lot of tire saving going on, but I'm sure some drivers still being easy on them just in case. Garrett Warren, he's falling back to 15th now. Not a great stretch of laps there for the 04. Dalton Hayes, Davis Greenwell. Playoff drivers starting to lose the battle. Greenwell, now he's going to drop to almost 14th. He can hold on. Oh man, hits the outside wall. A lot of drivers just caught the outside wall. And Bradley Wilson takes over the lead. We missed that. Bradley Wilson, new leader. 3rd different leader so far this race. Brad Patton got by Blake Iglio, so he's up inside the top 3. And he's looking to the inside of Hayden Lowell. He will drop back into 3rd. I thought for sure he was going to make that pass. But Hayden Lowell making a charge on the 51 now. Oh man, a lot going on here around 20th. Some of these drivers with damage doing their best to hold on. 07, 69. They still got a lot of damage to fix. They're just trying to hold on to those cars, hope for a couple more cautions, and they get it. Big old wreck in turns 3 and 4. 54 with heavy damage to 65 looks like involved as well. The 23 of Llewellyn. Like DG Swiss. He is slow on pit road. That car is destroyed. What happened to the Sorry, everybody.
Hey,
Experienced the
go get
blue screen on the computer
He's back.
for the like third time today. So I'm sure it'll happen again. So don't get too comfortable watching, I guess. 'Cause, you know, I can't have anything good here on CTCRN.
Wrecking.
And we're already wrecking. What a great thing to come back to. Too bad we can't get to it because I still can't get all my software.
Why, guy?
Whoa! Holy crap! I did not see that big wreck here in front straightaway.
That was like an accordion, dude. I was getting pushed there, Hayden. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. I'm still trying to like mentally run through what happened
Hayden
if I spun the
just
tires
spun
or
from the front
what.
of the
like I'm trying to
field.
mentally run through it.
Kenny, you got some back end damage.
Horrible mistake from the 56, it looks like.
I'm pretty sure the top 8 was all pushing each other.
Do 111?
Yeah, it just looks like on the shift, the car
Yeah, I
gets loose. The 14 also gets contact from somebody.
Everyone in front of me just stopped and I saw Hayden sideways. I was right on the phone for that.
Can we catch up, please?
More time. Okay, there's not contact
It
from the
looks
16.
like I just spun the tires, like on the replay.
7
like,
gets
Blake
caught
got
in
into
it.
me.
50 gets
and
to
then, like,
32.
that
The
trying to,
14
like,
checking up gets
I
hit by
think I
the
tried to
11.
forward too hard in first, and I spun the tires. I don't think
47,
that's really
04,
Blake's fault.
29. Just a whole wad of cars in this one.
you? Like, are you dead?
Parking lot on the front stretch.
I don't have a
97.
meatball, but I haven't gotten to pit road yet, so. You know, I just remember back in 2016, when somebody got stalled on the front of the tires there before the green flag came out, and Jimmy Johnson got a mistake.
Why must you remind me of that unfortunate moment?
Yeah, 'cause I thought we were going, so I went, and then I think Patrick, you went as well, and then we all checked up, and then it was just an accordion.
Yeah, I launched as soon as I saw you launch. I was not expecting the checkup.
Yeah, me neither. I thought they were going.
Yeah, it was like a train on both ends. We were both, like, everyone was pushing each other, and next thing I know, he's spinning in front of me.
I don't know, I was going 45, and next thing you know, everybody's going faster. I'm like, oh.
Be nice, how's my car watch? I don't have any damage.
That fucking Shine car playing restart games. Unbelievable.
I was just saying that. It reminded me of last night. That guy was pissed.
Yeah, he's pissed at himself.
Yeah, you can't be playing an attack game, guy.
I have gotten all the 45 seconds of optional repairs, so we're good. 56 car is A-okay, other than being back in the pack.
Much to everyone's dismay, you got to wreck Hayden again.
I'm confused on how you only had 40-some seconds of optional.
And finish the damn job this time, somebody.
Must be nice. I got like 11 minutes still from that last wreck. That's... I'll go cry in a corner now.
Well, wrecking at 50 mile an hour probably helped.
I'm stuck in the pits and it says I've gone too far, but it won't let me back up or go forward, and I don't have a meatball.
Are you in gear?
Yes, sir. Won't let me go forward or backwards. Just sitting here running.
Unplug your pedals and
Any
plug
of
them
you
back in.
IT guys,
Yeah, I was gonna say, you turn it off, turn it back on?
what would cause Windows to crash with a memory
Is your
error
car on?
without loading a single Windows event viewer error?
Only thing it's giving me an
For
option to
that.
do is press and hold
'Cause I'm
escape
stumped.
to tow.
Well, I'd probably do that before you lose too much.
Not a
time.
single trace of a problem yet. I cannot deal
I'd say,
with more than a
shut the
half
car
hour
off,
before I
leave
get a
it
blue
here,
screen at this point. I
and
don't
run
know
the
what's
car
been going
and see if
on.
you can just kind of wiggle.
back to green.
Ready, green flag.
Yeah. I used to have problems with the peaking on RAM, but I got 32 gigs and I don't hit more than 24 or 25. So that's a good idea, but I don't think that's it. I've had a lot of problems with my current memory, and I'm sure that's got something to do with it. Reseating it like a month or two ago fixed it, and I guess it's back again. So maybe we'll just try that again. I don't know. Anyway, we got a lot of racing going on. Side by side for second, Wolfenbarger and Iglio. A lot of cars with heavy damage back here. We got a lot of DNFs. Dalton Hayes is out. Jeff Price is out. Dave Hoytsma is out. Looks like the 23 is on pit road fixing damage. Same with the 26. Not sure if they'll return or not. And the 65 as well is out of this one. So quite a few DNFs here tonight, unfortunately. Still 28 cars running out here. 28 cars on the lead lap. A lot of those got some decent damage. You see the 07, 69, 20's got damage. 54, that front end just looks rough. 52. I know the 7 got in that last one. Don't know how bad the damage is. It doesn't look good. It's been a pretty messy one so far. Top 3 starting to pull away just a little bit. Top 5 all in the playoffs. We got going on throughout the field. Everybody's pretty much single file. We've thinned the field out a little bit, so it's probably going to change how a lot of these guys race, along with the damage they have. Means we probably only have about 20, 25 competitive cars still out here. So we'll do something we haven't done in a while. We'll go to a crank it up here and see how long that lasts.
Left front actually kind of close.
Look a little closer.
You know, I would if I didn't have like 10 minutes of damage left to go still. Can't catch up.
Yeah, I got the reason.
I'm turning my car 100 degrees to the left to try and get this thing to turn.
You ever thought maybe you're turning too much?
I have to turn this pressure, otherwise I don't have a way to turn. That's how much damage I'm rocking with right now.
Hey, there's a wall out there.
That's okay. I hit the wall where I'm gonna go on in like 10 laps, so.
Better not drop any oil out here.
What? No, I wouldn't do that. Just tell MR to get some speedy tires.
But if you have to, do it with another 32 tire.
No, I'm doing it in front of the 20.
Lucas, just you should check your mic stats. Never mind, you're doing it crank it up.
Yep, GG's y'all. Y'all have a good night. Good luck, good race.
Alrighty, welcome back. Bradley Wilson still out front. Wolfenbarger in second. All over the back bumper of that 51. And it looks like Brian Martin has called it a night. Damage was too heavy on that 54. About to hit halfway through this race. Because they know halfway points. Or stage points. Yet. Check in who's leading our Dash for Cash right now. It's the qualified drivers, including Greenwell, Hoytsma, Newton, and Price. And I think that'd be Quinn Newton out in front of the Dash for Cash right now. Battle for the second spot. Giglio to the inside of Wolfenbarger. What can he do to get by this 32? So hard to pass at this racetrack. The racing line is so thin. You run up a little too much, could get in the 32, like right there. These two are dead even. Wolfbarger uses the outside, powers out once again. Giglio backs up the entry. Good exit for the 16. Not going to clear though. And meanwhile, all this is going on. Bradley Wilson is pulling out ahead of these two. Got almost a second gap back to those two drivers, and now the 16 going to pull in line. A win does not lock you into the final four. You need to get in on points. So as much as these guys want to race super hard for the win, they got to race each other for points. And something we got to talk about as well, fuel. They're not going to make it to the end on fuel at all. So when do you stop? Do you stop what do you call on time and split it halfway between your pit stop and the end of the race? But at the same time, it's Dover, and he can go 2 laps down on a pit stop. So it's either you wait until the end of your fuel run to come down and lose time, seventh, Trenton Sneed on the outside of Nick Cooper. Now Patrick O'Keefe also looking to the inside of the 35. Oh, battle for 6th. Brantley Bryant, Trenton Sneed. Trenton got out of shape off 2 right there. Trenton's still trying to get around that 50 for the 6th spot. Just can't do it. It's so hard to pass. Pretty long green flag run right here. We've gone about 35 laps, I think. Trenton does finally get by the 50. I think the 50 of Bryant might have burnt the tires off a little bit. I don't have tire data, so I don't know when these guys last took 4 tires. So he could just have older tires, but right now it looks like he might have burned them off. Bradley Wilson, Blake Giglio about 7/10 of a second separating these two. Garrett Wolfenbarger about 1.8 seconds behind Blake Giglio. Ian Montrose running that 32 down. 37 of Trevor Trago. We talked earlier about him being a lot farther behind than the rest of the playoff drivers, but now he's up there 4th in line with all of them. So a good back half of this race for the 37 team, and this is right where you want to be if you want to get in that Final Four. A nice top 5 would set you up really good for these next 3 weeks. Trying out that top lane right there. Haven't seen much of that so far this race. Giglio's starting to reel in the 51. Gap has shrunk to a half second. Looking at the previous lap times, Giglio just under a 10th faster. That gap is shrinking. And we're getting to that point these next 10 laps where if you want to split this halfway to the end, you gotta come down soon. I would expect pit stops to happen in about 15 on the later half of this run, but I think it's not a bad call to try to come down a little early, gain some track position. The only caveat to that is if a caution comes out while you're 2 laps down, it could be the end of your race. And Gabriel Truesdale comes down pit road, so he'll be the first taker, it looks like. All right, Scott Elston will be the first taker, so he's going to come out. Gabe Truesdale, he's on pit road. Brad Patton looks like he's called it a night. Same with the 07 of Alec Kane. Brad Patton, a playoff driver, I cannot believe he has called it a night. I think he might have got a black flag on a pit stop. Showing a black flag for the 7 car about 8 laps ago. Maybe a pit penalty for the 7 team. And he has pulled it behind the wall. 52 says he's coming down. Brian Holmes, he's also on pit road. Same with Kenny Frisbee, Jamal Collins, Davis Greenwell. But Brantley Bryant maybe getting passed by Hayden Lowell. Hayden on the up and up, trying to recover from that restart wreck that we were looking at when the broadcast went down. 2 drifting down right here. Giglio is on the back bumper of the 51. Can he get by him for the lead? Oh no. Somebody just said they got the pit barrels. I think it was the 04, or the 01 of Casey Graves. Sorry, not the 04. The 01 of Casey Graves. Oh man, I know how that feels, man. If anybody missed it last night, I did the same thing at Bristol. Take a look. Casey Graves just a little too fast on entry. And he tears the right front off that 01. That'll probably be a race ender. Unfortunate there for Casey. It is so hard to enter pit road here at Dover. It comes up on you quick. And that is the lap 100 complete. 45 laps to go in this race. And right here would be splitting it halfway in this run, almost exactly. Giglio to the inside of the 51. Got a decent run off the corner with the 51 using the high line. He'll stay ahead. Jesse Jones, he's on pit road. I think Giglio might be coming down right here. We're hearing conflicting answers on the radio. He's not. Okay. I just saw somebody else come down. Patrick O'Keefe on pit road. Jake Vianoski on pit road. Like Quinn Newton's coming down, slides it on entry, but I think he got it woed down in time. Take a look at our black flags, and I think he's good. So the 88 gets it slowed down in time, luckily. Side by side for the lead again. Trevor Trago down pit road from 5th. Quinn Newton, J.R. Deal, they're on pit road. Vainoski's been in the box for a minute here. Like he's got a meatball flag. But he's got some extensive damage that required him to pit. Same with the 9 of J.R. Deal. Not sure what happened to those guys. I think just it's going to be wall contact because I'm not seeing any cars coming together on the data log. When do these leaders decide to come down? Top 5 have yet to come down. Everybody else has pit. As Trenton Sneed comes down, Brantley Bryant, Hayden Lowell, Nick Cooper, Cliff Mullins. So that pretty much leaves the top 5, and that's it. And you can see you lose 2 laps when you pit here. So the rest of the field is 2 laps down. And that is why these top 5 are still out here. Because if we get 1 caution before they pit, that means the rest of the field is going to be trapped a lap down, at least. 32 says he's coming in. Wolfenbarger. Oh, the 48 tried to go to the inside while the 32 was pitting. But he'll get it slowed down pretty good. Good entry there for the 32. Giglio comes in ahead of him. That leaves Wilson, Montrose, and that's it. Because Warren comes down this time as well. So just Wilson and Montrose have yet to come in. Here they come. I think we'll see Montrose stay out to lead a lap. And he does. So I get those extra 5 points from leading this lap. And I think this is going to hurt Bradley Wilson. Their lap times were significantly off their fast pace. You'll see Giglio come off right here. We'll see if he can make up enough time to pass that 51 using pit road. And here comes Montrose. Four tires and fuel for Wilson. Giglio comes off turn 4. He's not even close to 51, it looks like. We'll see. Giglio into turn 1. Wilson in the middle of 1 and 2. Off turn 2. Where is Giglio? There he is. Wilson holds on by quite a bit. So he's going to have 1 lap fresher tires. And he maintains a 2-second gap. Now inside 1 second. As Ronnie Holmes on the short pit will take over the lead. "35 laps to go. And we completed a full green flag pit cycle. The way these first 50 laps went, I figured that would be a impossible dream, but here we are. Trevor Trago Trying to get by the 57 and get a lap led. Oh, the 57 gets loose off too. That'll allow the 37 to get to the outside, and he should easily make this pass with the 8-lap newer tires. Now Trevor Trago to the lead of this race. Bradley Wilson is right there. I don't think Trago's going to have the lead for long. About 6-lap tire difference between the 37 and 51. Good run through the center for the 51, and that's probably going to be all she wrote. He'll just let him go. Trago files into second. Bradley Wilson, 6 wins. Sorry, not 6 wins. 4 wins this season. And, I mean, it may as well be 6 wins. He's been up front all season. He's had a phenomenal regular season. And this race, he's been phenomenal as well. This time last season, we were saying the same thing about Blake Giglio. Sitting third right now. Having a great race, too. But you always got that one dominant driver, seems like, and 51 is him this season. Don't want to jinx him for the rest of the season, but you can see the pattern forming. 4 wins, now leading the first race of the playoffs. O'Keefe trying to hold on to 5th from Wolfenbarger and Sneed. Wolfenbarger with the newest tires on track, along with the 51 and 16. The newest tires award goes to Montrose as he pit the latest. A big stack up right here as everybody tries to sort it out for the top 5. Trenton Sneed, I think he just kind of backed off there. He saw he was, I think, getting a little scared of what those guys were doing. He wasn't worried about the few points he was going to lose. Only a matter of probably 10 or 15. Which sounds like a lot, but in this format, that can only be 2 or 3 positions. And they're looking 3 wide right here. Ronnie Holmes, he's got the oldest tires on track up there in that top 15. And you can tell he's falling back pretty quick. We'll quickly turn the crowds back on. We'll get our attendance back up. After the crash, we lost everybody in the stands. There they are. Hayden Lowell gets up into 6th. A good rebound for that 56 team. Wilson should be taking 20 laps to go right here. He's got 1.6 seconds over Blake Giglio. I think it all comes down to Blake just did not have a good pit entry or pit stop. His whole pit lane time was about 2 seconds slower than the 51 of Wilson. And that's exactly why we saw him come out still behind the 51, even though he came out sooner. Still trying to sort it out for the top 5. Hayden Wool has caught up to the 35 of Nick Cooper, who is out of shape off 2. Now the 56 looks to the inside with help from the 1 of Montrose. Caution is out. Might have been the 11 of Kenny Frisbee. We'll take a look. He could have just been slower after we looked. We will see. .52 just cleans out the 11. Oh no. Did the 11 check up early or did the 52 send it in there? We'll take a look on board with the 52. Yeah, he didn't really try to brake, did he? That'll be looked at after the race for sure. That's one of those incidents where it's going to take a committee to review that one, but that will completely change this race. The caution is now out. We'll probably go green with 15 to go, and that'll mean tires don't matter anymore, and you just got to run as fast as you can. And for somebody like Giglio, Wolfenbarger, Lowell, this was a huge win in their book, I think. Depending on if they thought top 5 points were good or not, this was, I think, what they would want if they want to go for the win. But you know chaos is going to ensue, so maybe it's not the best thing if you're looking for a good points day. Looks like the 52 stays out on track, but he is going to take over the lead with 33 lap old tires and some front end damage. Looks like we're gonna have some wave rounds right here. 20 of Greenwell, 9 of Deal, 04 of Warren, and the 23 of Llewellyn. All gonna get waved around the pace car. And the 52 of Lance will be in control of the restart, ahead of all these playoff guys who are probably very scared of the situation they are now in. Hold on tight, folks. Things are about to get really interesting and probably fly off the rails. Okay, 1 to green. 52 chooses the bottom. 16 probably not thrilled about it. His car is off.
Green flag.
Green flag back in the air. 13 laps to go here at Dover. Wolfenbarger gets trapped behind the old tires. All over the back bumper of the 52. Now they're 3 wide down the backstretch. He is quickly fading. Those old tires doing nothing for him. And he gets turned off the nose of the 50, and he puts the 82 in the wall. The 50, I don't know, that he might have come down on the 50 right there. That'll be something that'll be looked at after the race. Like I said, the 16 is out front. Oh man, we missed the battle for the lead. Blake Giglio takes over from Bradley Wilson and sets the fastest lap of the race. Huge playoff implications have just happened with that caution. And I think the biggest one was Cliff Mullins getting absolutely screwed. Oh, the 11 might have just been taken out by the 52. No, that wasn't the 11. What car is that? I think that's the 26. The 26, DG Swiss comes back out on track and something happens. I am not sure. That car does not look good. Giglio starting to pull a bit of a gap here. 8 laps to go. What can Wilson do? And you have Trevor Trejo here in 3rd. That 37 has done a good job getting up here inside this top 3. Now he's in a position to battle for that lead. I think the 51 and 37 got to work together here. If they start battling, that'll mean they cannot get that win unless they get a caution. So they got to work together, try to push each other up there, and then make it a 3-way battle. Only 16 cars on the lead lap. And I'm not sure if this is going to be correct. Yeah, no, we definitely have had more than 3 cautions, so we're not going to take a look at that. Thank you to Peter Crash. I think that's going to be 7 cautions on the night, 6 or 7 by my rough math and memory. I can't exactly remember where we left off when I crashed, but that's my best guess. Giglio 6/10 ahead now. Being that leader with the clean air is just so much easier, and he's pulling away. Bradley Wilson had this race locked up until a ridiculous caution, I'm sure is what he thinks. Hayden Lowell looks like he's going to get around Trevor Trejo for that 3rd spot. Coming to 2 laps to go, Giglio with an 8/10 of second lead. Wolfenbarger trying to get around Trejo. He does. Now Nick Cooper looks to the inside of Trevor Trejo. Trevor has not had a good string of laps. They'll fall from 3rd to 6th. Still not horrible in terms of points. It's going to cost him about 15. But it's better than Reckon. And he is still the 5th overall playoff driver, so it's still going to be a good night if he finishes where he is. White flag in the air. Final lap here at Dover Motor Speedway. Bradley Wilson, not much he can do at this point. And Blake Giglio coming through turns 3 and 4. And off turn 4, Blake Giglio going to take home the win here at Dover. Close battle there for 3rd. Hayden Lowe going to hang on.
How's it going? Yeah, feels good. I had that little trick up my sleeve, I think, from practice. I knew the middle was good. I really didn't lift on that restart. I knew if I could get to his outside that I'd have a shot, so I just buried it in there, and I figured, if we wreck, or we're going to win. So that's what we did, and it stuck, and I was able to get to his outside there and sail away. Yeah, and I think our lap times are just so equal, right? I think there's only so much time you can gain at Dover, so I knew if I could have got out of town quick like I did, and we could probably cruise to this one. So glad we were able to do that. Feels good to get a win. It's been a while since we won here. Trying to go back to back for championships. Yeah, it's gonna suck. But other than that, hopefully we can get by that and not crash, get a decent finish. I'm not a road course guy.
Absolutely, man. Well, you got anybody you want to shout out for the win tonight?
Yeah, shout out for broadcasting. Obviously, Kenworth, best trucks around. CC, low drag. I'm 9 Performance. Everyone's on this thing. Just happy we were able to get a win here, especially at Dover. It's one of my favorite tracks, and glad we were able to capitalize early here in the playoffs.
Absolutely, man. We'll see you next week at Road America.
Thanks.
Blake Giglio in the 16. Now we'll get a word with our second place finisher, Bradley Wilson in the 51. It's been a night for me. I think it's been a night for you as well, taking home second.
Yeah, definitely sucks to finish that one position short, but it definitely makes it feel better that it's over a 4-race period.
Yeah, doesn't lock Blake in the playoffs. Honestly, I think you're still well in the lead. So, it doesn't hurt you too bad, and only finishing one spot behind him is definitely not too bad for you, but still probably got to hurt losing it with a interesting caution like that one.
So yeah, I'm still kind of confused as to exactly what happened. I've heard two different stories, but it kind of just looked like he straight lined them. So if that's the case, it sucks to lose that way. But if it was genuinely a racing incident, then Blake did a hell of a job getting to my quarter panel. Can't even be mad about it.
Yeah, I knew some crazy stuff was going to happen on that restart, and glad nothing terrible happened to you, but still, it's a crazy night here at Dover. Only 16 cars finished on the lead lap. I don't know. What do you think of next week going into Road America?
I don't like Road America.
Oh,
But I tried doing it in that GT3 race, and you got killed because of it. So I think that'll pretty much sum up my Road America experience.
forgot about that. Yeah, it's don't race like that. I think you'll be okay.
I gotta try to find something there.
Yeah, well, we'll look forward to it next week, man. We'll be rooting for you. Got anybody you want to shout out for the second place here tonight?
Shando Shine.co, Mooncar, my teammates for coming out racing, Hayden for wrecking the car on a restart and still coming up to third. Hell of a job there. Shout out to Blake. He got on my quarter panel. I mean, I think he was faster than me over a long period of time. Just was lucky enough to stay in front of him. Everyone for showing up, racing somewhat cleanly. We actually had a green flag pit stop. That was interesting. You for putting this on, and for everyone watching at home.
Absolutely, man. I appreciate it. See you next week.
Thank you, sir.
A word with our third place finisher tonight, Hayden Lowell in the 56. Man, you ran a crazy race. You wrecked on a restart to somehow come home with the top 3. How was it?
Yeah, that was I think Swiss likes to call that stepping on your own dick. Not sure if that's how you saw it, but I think after watching the replay myself, that's how I see it. And just kind of drove up through the field, trying to be patient and not get real loose on the exit of these corners, especially turn 2. It would just get super loose and almost impossible to pass anybody on the inside. Couldn't get by the 50 there of Brantley. He was harder to pass than Ryan Newman, I swear, and just kind of words are hard. Kind of got up there and had a good kind of pushed on that restart and then kind of held off Garrett right at the end. He threw it in there with a good send and raced me clean in the line, so I appreciate that. And yeah, second to third makes the night sound a lot simpler than it was, but I'll take being third of the playoff cars any week. That'll get me to Nashville pretty easily.
Yeah, that definitely shot you up in the rankings with all the troubles the playoff drivers had tonight. There were not a lot up there in the top 10 when things were all said and done. So looking at the next week, I know you're a big road course guy, but how's it feeling in next gen? What are you thinking for that?
I haven't had a chance to test your setup yet, but I'm sure it'll be better than the default. So, uh-oh.
Yeah, my setup that I have made right now will definitely be posted.
No, I like Road America. I think it's a great track. I think it'll be pretty fun. Hopefully we can get another top 3 there. That'll be pretty good if we can't get a win. Feel like I was probably the strongest car at the Glen, so it'd be cool to go to Road America and get redemption. But again, if I can't be top 4 in terms of playoff cars, and then we go to Phoenix and Charlotte and just keep racking up points.
Absolutely, man. Well, nice third place for you tonight. We'll look forward to next week seeing you out there. But you got anybody you want to shout out for the top 3 tonight?
Yeah, Napa Auto Parts, Arc Music, Madigan Motorsports, as always. Love those guys. C2X, I was in there tonight with them. Thank you, Ian, for tolerating my shit. And then you, Lucas, and Quinn for putting on the 712Breaks CTC Cup Series. Always fun to come out here and learn next gen. I'm getting the hang of it, which for some people might be scary, and for me, it's kind of nice to be able to jump into a new car and learn it. So big shout out to you for those setups, and iRacing for not having shit netcode tonight.
Yeah, one race without a single netcode incident from what I could tell. So
it's a miracle. Record. I swear to God, it's a miracle.
Yeah, well, guess we'll see you next week. Hopefully no netcode there too.
Hopefully.
All right, that was Hayden Lowell in the 56. Taking home that third place. Sorry, I'm losing my voice. Trying to hold on here. Clear my throat one last time, then we'll go through our results. All right, Blake Giglio taking home the win here tonight. Bradley Wilson taking home that second. Hayden Lowell in third. Garrett Wolfenbarger in fourth. Nick Cooper fifth. Trevor Trigo in sixth. Trenton Sneed in seventh. Ian Montrose eighth. Patrick O'Keefe in ninth. Ronnie Holmes in 10th. Then you got Brantley Bryant in 11th. Quinn Newton 12th. Gabriel Truesdale 13th. J.R. Deal 14th. Zachary Lance 15th. Davis Greenwell 16th. Jesse Jones in 17th. Scott Elston in 18th. Garrett Warren 19th. Jake Finowski in 20th. Jamal Callens 21st, Cliff Mullins in 22nd, Daniel Llewellyn 23rd, Kenny Frisbee in 24th, Casey Raves 25th, Brad Patton in 26th. Oh, sorry about that. Alec Kane 27th, Nick Leo 28th, Brian Martin in 29th, Dalton Hayes in 30th, DG Swiss in 31st, Jeff Price 32nd, Dave Hoytsma 33rd, and running out our 34 car finishers, Jeremy Scherer in 34th. All right, that is going to do it for me tonight. I am Lucas Hoytsma. Hope y'all enjoyed this race. It was one for the ages, if you want to call it that. Sorry about the difficulties we had on the crash. Hopefully I can maybe figure out what was wrong or what is currently wrong by next week. No promises. And hopefully we can have live championship standings by next week. Again, no promises, not sure. That's all up to my personal abilities with programming and coding and, you know, nonsense, but we'll see. Anyway, that's going to do it for me tonight. Make sure to check out the IndyCar Series this Friday and Road America here in the Cup Series on Wednesday. But see you then.